high-level spiritual attitude to have. If I relapse, so what? Those words could also be used, though, in a very cynical, egotistical way, a very procrastinative way. Like, yeah, whatever, man, I relapse, like, whatever. All right, I'm not talking about that. You understand, words, everybody can say the same words, but the vibration behind the words, this is what determines everything. There's plenty of parrots out there that memorize certain spiritual teachings and then start to parrot that. But yet there's no power behind it. Whereas if you saw like Jesus or Buddha or Krishna or Muhammad, if they said something, you'd be like just drawn to them because there's power behind the words. So it's all about motives. When you're saying something, are you really grasping the true spiritual essence of that message? So this is kind of a paradoxical spiritual message. On superficial level, if somebody's just interpreting with the mind, it may sound like it's negative. Like, who cares if you relapse? Or so what if you relapse? Okay, so let's talk about the spiritual significance, though, of that message. The fact is, you can't help it if you relapse or not. You just can't help it. You can use all your willpower and mental horsepower you have. People do that and you still relapse. So, like, what are we going to do? So that's why I'm trying to say, so what if you relapse? You're trying the best you can do. You think some of these MMA fighters, they both had a three-month training camp. They're busting their ass. They're doing the best they can do, the diet and everything, and then they go and fight. Somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose, usually. So what, the one that lost, is he gonna, like, you know, he did the best he could do. So what, I lost. You did the best you can do. You hear that. You hear that phrase a lot in all areas of life. Usually it's a friend telling you that, though, because the actual person himself, they're usually trapped in their negative mind, like, well, yeah, why did that? I didn't do good enough. And then your friend comes along and says, man, so what, bro? Like, you did the best you can do. This is the same thing with semen retention. You're doing the best you can do. You got to have, I've said it before, the attitude to where it doesn't matter if you try every day of your life, you live to 80 years old, and you never put a streak together. This isn't going to happen, but I'm just saying, have this attitude. And you failed. You took your last breath, and you're like, damn, I still didn't ever get it. You got to have that attitude, because when you start, the mind works in a very clever, devious way, the addictive mind. It tells you to relapse, and then it beats you up for relapsing. It tells you to relapse, and it tells you don't relapse. At the same time, it's telling you go watch porn, go do this, and then it says, no, don't do it. So, but you told me to do it. No, don't do it. Okay, but then it gives a strong tendency to go do it. It's like, but I can't help it. No, make yourself help it. This is self-talk. Negative, destructive self-talk. That creates more stress, and then the mind like read that book almost, The Art of War, it seems like. It's very, very deep, The Art of War, how, you know, it's all about diversions and tricking the enemy into thinking one thing so that then it can ambush them from another angle. It's like this is what the mind's doing to people, especially with addictions, especially with PMO addiction. It says, look, man, go watch this stuff on the internet, or go to massage parlor, or play with sexual fantasy thoughts, or go outside and try to edge with the girls and get hits of validation, do all that. Okay, don't do it. Yeah, I shouldn't do it because I'm trying to get a streak going, and I want to preserve my energy. Okay, but just do it one time. Okay, I'll do it one time. No, but then if you do it one time, you're going to keep doing it. Oh yeah, you see, this is what the mind does. Why? What's its end goal? See, we got to look at this is the part it doesn't show. The end goal of this destructive addict mind is to get you to keep creating stress for yourself, and then to finally think, like, this is too hard for me, I can't do it, I might as well just forget about it. I might as well just relapse all the time because, like, that's what I'm going to do. And then you'll go find nonsense on the internet to justify that's good. Do you realize you can look on the internet and find that justification for anything? You can find something. I did, actually. I did this as a joke some years ago because I was telling somebody this. I was talking about this very exact thing. I said, you can find, if you look hard enough on the internet, you can find how anything's good, anything's positive. And so I said, you could probably even look and find by eating feces is good for you. They'll find some way to say it's good for you. And I looked and I found it. It was, I'll paraphrase. It was like during, geez, they said something like it's probiotics. If you eat the feces, you get probiotics, and that will somehow kill the bad bacteria in your body, and there you go. Feces therapy, urine therapy, and feces therapy. All right, you're not going to be safe with knowing what to do and what not to do unless you get this data from inside you. You can't rely on external sources, even teachers, unless you really respect them and trust them. Sometimes I have people, my other channel, Spiritual Renaissance, because there's so much misinformation in the spiritual world. They'll do a consult with me, and then they'll say, yeah, but this I talked to this person, I went to this retreat, and they said this and that, and you're saying this. And sometimes I'll explain a little bit. It just depends. Depends who I'm working with. I don't like to waste a lot of energy and time doing that. I like to say, look, okay, you listen to what I said. Okay, see how that fares for you. Try to go apply that. Then go do what all these other people say too. Go do all that. And then when you experience all that, you go find the person that you resonate the most with. This is the best thing to do. Yeah, I'm not going to try to convince or debate with anybody, because it's a waste of time. Usually it's the mind doing that. And like I just said before, the mind can always come up with justification to uphold its position. I like this movie, The Great Debaters, I think, with Denzel Washington. I don't know, maybe it's 10 years old, 12 years old. And I didn't know that existed. I would have got into that if I knew about that. I mean, I've always been a good debater also. But they, these colleges will go battle each other. They'll have a topic, and then one college group will debate why this is good, and the other one debates why it's negative. Somebody who's a real good debater, they can win both sides because you learn what the play words are and you focus on whatever angles support this particular position. You just focus on that. And then your average naive mind is going to eat that up, and they're going to believe that what this person's saying, it must be true. Because look, he pointed out all the angles, and yeah, but what about all the other angles? See, a good debater is a really good manipulator. They know how to articulate things. They have a natural, you can say, intellectual aptitude for these types of things. So the world and now the internet is full of that. You can find whatever data you want to support whatever position that you have in your mind. It's easy. So I don't even get involved in those quibbles, you know. I like somebody who's already played that game. You're in touch with your truth inside, and something stays, honors that. And then you might find a teacher or somebody who respects that, and you respect them, and then some work can be done. So when I'm saying, like, who cares if you relapse, I'm saying it's inevitable that you're going to relapse. If you're like, oh, you might not, I don't know, if you're 40, 50 years old and you just start this journey, maybe you're totally done. You're just done. Maybe you had some external situation that landed you in prison, or you did something that just destroyed your whole reputation, and you just, that made you, that bottom, you're like done with all the sexual addictive behavior that goes with it. You're like, I'm done. Okay, that's possible. Most of the time though, people don't hit that bottom, and they're younger and they realize something in them, some higher part of you knows that you should be preserving your energy, and so boom, the journey begins. And in that journey, there's going to be relapse, and then there's going to be recovery, and maybe you get a year, and then maybe you relapse. Maybe you get 2 years, and then you relapse. Maybe you relapse for a week straight, and then you come back on again. Then maybe you're good. And then maybe you just have sex with your wife and then just release, once every month or once every 2 weeks. It's so individual. That's why I can't answer when people ask me, like, how many times is it okay to masturbate? How many times is it okay to have sex with my wife and release? Should I not release at all? You'll come to know all this stuff for your own self. You just start the journey. Intuition's going to activate, and it's going to guide you. It's going to tell you all this. But in the meantime, give yourself a break, man. Easy does it. It's a NA slogan. Like, you just, like, look, I'm doing the best I can do. Yeah, I relapse. It sucks. Okay, I know. It feels like I wish I didn't do that. Okay, that's cool. Like, okay. But you don't need to accentuate that with more negative self-talk. Like, oh, I'm an idiot. I can't do this. Because the mind, don't believe the thought that's obsessed with trying to figure out, how can I just stop relapsing forever? That's going to create a lot of stress because there's no answer to that. There's no techniques. Doesn't matter all these people online and they're going to sell you these techniques. And look, if you just do this, look, I did this. And man, I'm like, I don't even know what porn is. I don't even know what it is. Would you like to do that too? I'll sell it to you. So don't believe that stuff. Unless you have to. And then you go try it and then you'll see it don't work. I've been a little busier in lately, so I may not be able to get to all the questions and comments, but I have a Discord link that's in my homepage, my channel. If you scroll down, I have some links. I have my website link, a Discord link. So you can go on the Discord link, and then you can share whatever your challenges are, and then you can have feedback. I don't know how many people's on it now, maybe 200 or 300. So use the tools and support that the universe gives you. And at the same time, again, the paradox, try as hard as you can, but relax. That's my message.